Hello everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Illusion. This is Kunal aka Chip. Now, I have been looking forward to this episode because it's been sitting in my head for a really long time. And the funny thing is, it started with a really simple question. Not a complicated cyber question, not a technical, just a simple question. What is intelligence? Yes, to you. When was the last time you actually asked yourself the same question? Again, I'm not saying what is threat intelligence. I'm not asking what is cyber intelligence, nor I'm asking what is artificial intelligence. And the question is simple. What is intelligence? Because somewhere along the way, I think we have stopped asking the right question, which is, of course, what is intelligence? And it seems we just assumed we knew. And think about our industry, especially think about threat intelligence. Think about cyber intelligence. Then we have fraud intelligence, business intelligence. And now, yes, of course, not now. It has been with us for a long time, but currently its favorite topic to discuss, which is artificial intelligence. And honestly, at this rate, I am expecting somebody to just launch, say, coffee intelligence. Actually, don't laugh, right? They will probably call it as a AI powered coffee intelligence. It will have a dashboard. Let's just put a mobile app as well while we are at it. Different subscription tiers, and somehow it will tell me I need another espresso. Honestly, I know we will all book the demo. But jokes aside, have you noticed how easily we are attaching the word intelligence to things? But nobody questions it. And that's what fascinates me. Not before, okay, now before anyone gets the wrong idea that this isn't me or this episode is against threat intelligence. No, not at all. This is far from it. I believe threat intelligence is incredibly valuable. I have worked in the industry throughout my career. I have seen analysts completely changing the course of investigation because they spotted something everyone else missed because of intelligence. I have seen good intelligence helping organizations stop making bad decisions. So, this episode is not an attack, it is more a conversation. I think we have slowly started confusing information with intelligence. And that's the conversation I want to have. I don't think they are the same thing. Correct? Let's test that. I want you to do something. If you're driving or walking or sitting at your desk, pause this podcast. Take 10 seconds and write down the answer to this question. What is intelligence? Please don't Google ChatGPT or whatever it may be. Just write an honest answer and come back and replay. Once you have your answer, hopefully it is done. Don't change it. We'll come back to it, okay, at the end. By the end of this episode, your answer might be different, or maybe mine will. We don't know, right? Who knows? Another question. Have you ever sat in a meeting where somebody proudly says, "Hey, we have got a mature threat intelligence capability"? I have heard it. I'm sure you have too. Great. But what does that actually mean? Yes, what does it mean? Does it mean you have bought a platform? Does it mean you have commercial feeds? Does it mean your SIM now adds reputation score to every IP address? Or does it mean you have got a weekly report with lots of maps and logos? See, the answer would be maybe, maybe not. But that's where I get stuck. So, for example, a writing tool. Let's say if I buy a Microsoft Word. Does that make me a best selling author? No, of course not, right? It simply gives me a tool. The writing is still my job. Right? So why do we sometimes think buying a threat intelligence platform or having some kind of processes and procedures automatically means we have built an intelligence capability? Isn't that a genuine question? And I'm not trying to be clever. I'm genuinely curious. Here's another one. Someone says, we enrich every alert with threat intelligence. Okay, great, fantastic. I think enrichment is a very good thing. It's a must have. But let me ask you, is enrichment considered intelligence? Or is it just enrichment? Full stop. Because for me, they are not the same thing. Right? Your SOC receives an alert. The IP address is malicious. Multiple commercial feeds agree with it. And they provide a confidence score. Let's just put there is an AI summary as well, because right now everybody wants that. Right? And it has associated it with a, say, a known ransomware group or ransomware infrastructure. Great, brilliant. Now what? Yes, don't answer that, but just think of yourself. Now what? Or ask a question. With all this information, what decision does this change, or what decisions you made? Because I think that's the question we don't ask enough after seeing all these information. Yes, the question is again, what kind of decision I can make with this information? Or if you want to be shorter, let's say, what decision does this change? Does it mean you isolate the endpoint? Yeah, maybe. Does it mean you wake someone up at 2 a.m.? Maybe. Does it mean absolutely nothing? Maybe. Who knows? But you see what happened. The IP or any kind of indicator was not the answer. If you look at it, your answer will always be context. Yes. And that's the bit I think we have forgotten. Isn't it? Let me give you another example. Say your neighbor knocks your door tonight and they say 3 houses were broken into last night. Touchwood doesn't happen, but let's just say hypothetical situation. Is this a useful information? Absolutely. But before you run outside, looking at everybody else's front door, I'm sure you will be doing certain things. Or are you doing this? Have you locked your own? Do you know where your spare keys are? Does your alarm even work, if you have any? And for me, that's intelligence, right? You start with your own house, not somebody else's. But in cyber, I think many times or sometimes we do the opposite. We know everything about latest ransomware group or a nation state. We know about their logo, right? We know what malware they use, what infrastructure they use. We even go down to their aliases, and obviously we will even give them flashy names, right? We know which country they operate in, what allegiance they have. We all the way at times have their passport photographs, the CVs they are exploiting, so on and so forth. Fantastic. Good information, yes. Useful information, yes. But let me ask you something. How many critical internet facing assets does your organization have? How quickly you can answer that? Don't know? Okay, maybe you know. Who owns your 5 most critical applications? Not sure? Okay. Which application would stop your business tomorrow if it disappeared? Right? Which logs aren't you collecting today? Now, for me, that's a good one, right? Where are your blind spots? Now, not where you think they are. Actually find them. Where are they really? And these are all interesting questions, aren't they? And now compare that with how easily we can name the latest ransomware group. Correct. Or have knowledge about them. And do you see where I'm going? It seems we know more about the attackers than we know about ourselves. And for me, that feels backwards because I honestly believe intelligence starts much more closer to home. So let's get back to the question I asked you earlier. Remember, what is intelligence? Check your answer. If you have written down, great. If it's in your head, that's fine as well. Did you write information? Or did you write thread feeds? Did you write data? Or did you write something about helping people make better decisions? Your answer could be not there as well. But that's where my thinking has landed. For me, information tells me something happened, but intelligence helps me decide what to do next. And that's the key difference, at least for me. Information definitely increases knowledge, and you need it. But intelligence reduces uncertainty. And reducing uncertainty changes decisions, isn't it? And that's why I keep asking, what decision does this change? Right? Maybe that becomes the question we should ask every time, isn't it? When somebody shows you a dashboard or a report or an IOC, every feed, exec briefing, thread building, whatever it may be, what decision does this change? Because if the answer is none, maybe, think about it, we have just received more information. And there's nothing wrong with information, okay? Information is valuable, as I mentioned earlier. But let's call what it is. Don't call it intelligence. And here's the part I really don't want people to misunderstand. This episode is not about vendors, products, or platforms. They do exactly what they're supposed to do. They collect, correlate, enrich tools, really good tools, and important tools. And they give us a lot of knowledge. But for me, no platform understands your business better than your own business. No vendor knows which application keeps your C-level awake at night. And no thread feed knows that one server everyone is scared to reboot. Come on, every organization has one. Now, before we finish, one last thing. Again, yes, next time when somebody says we have mature threat intelligence capability, please don't ask what platform they bought. Don't ask how many feeds they subscribe to. You can still ask if you want, right? But the key question should be, what decision has it changed? And if they can answer that, they probably have intelligence. If they can't, maybe they just have a lot of information. And those aren't the same thing, guys and girls. So I will leave you with the same question we started with. What is intelligence? My answer today is different from what it was years ago. See, I have learned, I have evolved. And today I would say this: intelligence is on a platform. It is not a dashboard. It is not an IOC, nor it's a PDF report. Intelligence is understanding enough about your environment, combined with enough about the world around you to make better decisions with less uncertainty. And notice where that starts. Again, not with a thread feed, platform, vendor. It starts at home. And because it is not, that's the illusion. Thanks for listening to Beyond the Illusion. If this episode made you question something you have accepted for years, then we have achieved exactly what this podcast is about. Until next time, stay curious, keep questioning, and remember, intelligence starts at home.